What's going on? Welcome to another episode of the Impel Forward Podcast. I'm your host, Leon, and that's my co-host, Renee. That's my man, Larry, the Modified Gentleman. And KP, I call him Mr. Pierre.
Why you call him that?
Oh, yeah.
Because his last name is Pierre. Oh, you don't be slow now. You're too smart to be slow.
I mean, I understand that, but you
let's go this way.
emphasis on Pierre. I just didn't know if it was something else behind it.
No, nothing behind it. His name just
Pierre.
Pierre.
That is my government, part of my government name.
K.
I like that. It's French, right?
Yes, it's French.
My name is French too.
He's from New Orleans.
That means the owners of my family were French.
Yeah.
So I'm officially going to change my name to Kawan X. X represents the unknown.
Yeah.
You know what? One of my coworkers switched her name to X, but it was very hard in the system at work. Like in Outlook, it was very difficult. Like it would automatically revert back to her regular name. I don't know.
Right. No different than us speaking to Alexas that don't understand our dialect.
Yeah, Outlook doesn't take too well to. Outlook is a Microsoft product. Doesn't take too well to last name X.
All right, let's go. Let's move on. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the Impel Forward Podcast. Like, share, and subscribe to the Impel Forward Podcast. And make sure you check out my merch on impelforwardmerch.com. That's impelforwardmerch.com.
Do you have a sale? Are you having a fall sale?
The sale is off. The sale was all through the summer. All through the summer it was on. So it's off now. So hey.
The sale is off.
The sale is off.
All right.
You got Christmas. You got other holidays.
Well, you know what? When those cooler weathers came in, he knew it. He was like, sale is off.
Sale is off.
That's why you buy your hoodies during the summer.
Sounds just like his people, his favorite people, Donnie.
Yeah.
Capitalist.
Who my people? Hey, you work for capitalists. What are you talking about? All three of y'all work for capitalists. So don't start that with me.
You work for
You're gonna be one so bad. It don't make no sense.
You the capitalist that you work for yourself.
Right.
Yeah. I work for myself. Yeah.
Damn.
But anyway, let's go. We'll come back to that topic. But anyway, we're talking about Baltimore. These are topics. Baltimore wants troops. Chicago warns Trump in the senseless train attack. Now you have people. I'm gonna play this clip in a minute. The people in Baltimore. Now, KP, man, you talked about this on the last episode. As far as the troops in DC and should they be there? Is it? Why should it be there? And we talked about also. You was talking about how. Well, you said Miss Irma, but you was talking about the black lady. Just using the name.
Right, I was using
ish. Yeah, we get that. But you were saying that she wouldn't understand how that would hurt the community as far as troops coming in. But you got people in Baltimore that said they want the troops in. Yeah, you had Don Lemon asking questions. I guess he thought it was gonna go another way, which it didn't, and he aired it. So we go pull this up and see, and let the viewers see this video.
We don't hate them.
Nobody's favorite, Don Lemon, asked the citizens of Baltimore if they'd like to see President Trump send National Guard troops to help reclaim their city from crime. And I believe he got more than he bargained for.
Should the president send armed troops here?
Yeah, I think it would be a good deal.
You do?
Yeah.
All right. What about you, sir? President send armed troops here?
Yes.
You think so? Thank you very much. The president sent armed troops here to Baltimore?
Yeah, because I'm the truth.
The president wants to send troops to Maryland, to Baltimore. What do you think?
I mean, I think it would help. My husband was murdered 2 years ago, and nothing was ever done.
Murder where? At home?
Right out in front of our house.
Sorry.
It was a carjacking gone wrong, and they shot him in his head. Killed him instantly, so. But again, our lovely mayor didn't do nothing.
Did they ever find the perpetrator?
Nope.
So you want to see it?
Yes, I want justice.
You want justice, and you would like to see the troops here in the National Guard?
Yes.
it's getting out of hand, man. All these killings all the time. You know, the murder rates going higher and higher. Like, send the troops to straighten everything out. You know what I mean? And then, like, you know, make Baltimore great again.
So you're in favor of sending armed troops here to help?
I mean, if that's what y'all need to do, go for it. It's like survival of the fitness around here.
I think it'll be a good idea.
Why so?
Maybe we can clean up some of these crime-ridden neighborhoods.
Yeah.
You know?
Is the crime bad?
Very bad. Atrocious.
I hear a common theme from people saying the kids, it's kids. You
Starts at home. The kids of today. You remember the kids of yesterday when you couldn't get on the back of the bus? The kids of the day would have burned the buses up and flipped them over. If Donald Trump can hear this, you tell Donald Trump that everybody in Baltimore and as Black people, we don't hate them.
Nobody.
No, that's enough right there.
That's wild.
It don't surprise me. Remember, I told you, Leon.
I'm surprised because based on data that I've researched, crime is down this year.
It is
compared to last year in Baltimore.
It's a 70 year. It's been down. It's lower than the 70s.
Right. Homicides dropped by 22 to 24% compared to last year. From last year around this time, it was 115 homicides. That's decreased. Shootings are down by 34%. Auto thefts are down by 34%. Robberies are down by 22%. Arson is down by 10%. Carjackings are down from 15%.
But you know, the regular public isn't looking at
no
Baltimore
percentages.
has reported it's the lowest homicide level in over 50 years.
Yeah, since the 70s.
Since the 70s, under the mayor is a young Black man. Is Brandon, correct?
Mm-hmm. Brandon Johnson. Brandon, no. Brandon, is it Johnson? It's two Brandons.
Yeah.
Brandon Johnson and Brandon. Yeah. You got to help me out here with this one, man. One's the mayor.
I don't know who you can be talking.
No, it's two of them. I just get them confused.
Hold on.
I want to get it right. Wow, we got two of them. All right.
Yeah, I had me number.
It was two Leons and two Brandons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Brandon.
I'm gonna be honest.
It is Brandon Scott.
Brandon Scott, and then Brandon Johnson's in Chicago.
Yeah, Brandon Scott.
Yeah. I get them confused, but they both.
I'm gonna be honest. I feel like Don should have challenged them. He should have pressed them a little more.
He 1,000,000% agreed. He should have pressed him, but then again, as I told Leon in our last about 2 weeks ago, I told him that you'd be surprised, but it's split down the middle of what black Baltimoreans want versus what the others. It's split right down the middle. I picked up that channel 2 weeks ago. So when I saw that clip, I wasn't surprised because I was like, that's why I was able to tell you about what Ms. Irma don't want to hear that. Mm-hmm. She wants. She thinks that more police presence would curb crime or it will be a deterrent. Does it work? Yeah, it's a placebo. It's for a time period. Do we want federal troops on the streets of our major urban cities? Because that's where they're going to be. Do we want to see that? Are we good with that as a Black American? Are we cool with that? That's the question we're going to ask ourselves.
That is a definite question. Also, what troops? What type of troops are you sending? Because just because
they're sending the National Gardeners.
Right.
That's who's over there. The National Gardeners that's in DC now doing landscaping.
But just because you're in the National Guard or you're a troop does not mean like you've been trained to battle. Right? Well,
no, they've been trained to battle. They didn't been trained to police American cities because they're not trained to do that because that goes against posse comitatus, which I was telling Leon about a while ago. You can't send federal troops in to do the work a police agency of a city or state.
Right.
So that violates the Constitution. And really and truly, the other thing that I see is this is a big slap in the police face that the MAGA always say they support the. I haven't heard anything from the Fraternal Order of Police stating that, because when Trump says he's sending the troops in to do their job, that means they're not doing it.
Right.
So do he really support the police, or is he trying to score political points? Because I haven't seen the Fraternal Order of Police say anything, because him saying that directly says that y'all are not getting the job done.
But when I say like not trained to like battle, troops or military comes in all forms, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you could be a cook, right? And still you could be a paramedic, right? And still get sent there just because. You could work on
airplanes. Good.
Right? You could work on airplanes. You could be wanting to be a doctor, right? So you trained in the beginning to get listed in there, but that war may not be your thing. I mean, you could get enlisted to go overseas, but you could be a cook. You could
but this is, again, cops are not trained to do any of that. They're only trained to police. They're trained to be the law enforcement for the citizens or the population.
Right, but a cook in the military is not going to be able to do nothing.
They're not going to be able to do nothing but shoot.
If they remember, because they've been cooking.
Right, but they've been cooking. But you know.
So are you saying that Trump may send some of them?
That's a support role.
That's just
I know it's a support role, but I'm trying to figure out why Renee is pointing those out.
I'm saying that, he's just sending people over, just like in his parade. He wanted all of these people. Remember, he sent troops for his parade, right? He wanted them to look mean and do all these things. And it was everybody, and they didn't even know what to do. They over here waving at kids and, doing everything because they're not trained in that area. You get what I mean? Like they don't.
Larry, when you say support role, are you saying he's still sending those type of people out there to support? Is that what you're saying, or are you saying a support role in?
Well, that depends. That depends on how they got it set up. If they're going to try to send, like, let's say, MPs, military police, that's the closest thing you would get to get out there and be first contact with the citizens and the populations. Then you would try to send the support roles to go support the MPs. So you would have supply sergeants, supply clerks, and cooks and things like that, mechanics, stuff like that. If they're sending the military gear, stuff like that. So it's possible, but who knows how this thing is set up, man? Because what they have National Guard out there right now doing is just, like KP said, a landscaper.
You still need important people for wars and different things, right? So why would I send my sharpshooters and all that other stuff to DC when I know that I still need them to be available for like war? You get what I mean? It just doesn't make sense to me. I feel like,
but on that hand, though, people who are in the communities won't know who is who as far as
and they won't know either. You just see them in a uniform and just think they're military.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what
they don't know. They're just afraid of you as you are of them.
That was our whole issue the first time we went into Iraq and Afghanistan. Like we didn't, when we went into Iraq and Afghanistan to go fight, Taliban and Al Qaeda and all those other insurgent forces, you couldn't tell between who they were and who the citizens were. So that was the issue too.
Right.
So
needless to say, without saying, there were a lot of unintended consequences of casualties.
Yeah. But when I look at this, like, it looks more like it's just a show of force.
Right. It's going to be regular. I mean, they're
ICE
not going to send their heavy hitters to Baltimore. In my opinion, I don't know. I could be wrong, but it just doesn't make sense to send a Navy SEAL or whomever, a SEAL of somebody, to Baltimore to walk on the street.
Oh yeah, no.
So what would be
they ain't doing that.
So to the people you heard on that Don Lemon was talking to, what would be this? Is this a solution or a
Yeah.
band-aid, or what would be the solution?
It's a band-aid.
Oh my God! Hey,
So what is the solution?
I'm telling you, Don. When
That,
I
that
say
man in
Don
that,
should have pressed them,
Apparently there is a solution, but no one wants to give the young man Brandon Scott his props.
hey, that man in that kufi, hey, he had the kufi on. He said, "Man, hey, it's terrible out here."
It's terrible out here.
He said,
But
"Bring it on."
only one person had a solution, and that was a young lady said that it starts at home.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, the solution is with the people. That's where it starts.
Yeah.
Because the whatever law enforcement you put in, get them out there eventually. They can't live in there.
Correct.
Offer more money. You giving bonuses and stuff to ICE. I just feel like
that still ain't gonna work.
You have to whenever
to our police enforcement. You know what I mean?
Why do you want to empower the power holders? You know, why would you want to empower them?
I don't know necessarily if I would say empower them, but maybe provide some sort of backup team to them, right? So like Durham has, and I believe they still have is it 311, 611? When someone is having a mental health issue, you don't call 911. There's another number that you call, and these people are trained to handle people with mental illnesses, right? That are having an episode, which a lot of police officers are not trained in that situation, and they're able to calm that person down without any, casualties to happen. So maybe invest in some of those different programs that can help out specific situations. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like
they did invest in that. It was Trump pulled it. It was $800 million that was allocated for helping the police force to do like community policing, integrating the police into the community in the neighborhood. It was like $800 million that he pulled. So is he really about trying to make our streets or our cities safe? No, because it would start with that. Because that would be a part of the problem. We know the main part of the problem is definitely poverty. Wherever there's poverty, there's going to be crime.
Definitely.
And so they go hand in hand. They run parallel to each other and sometimes intersect. And so when Leon asked, well, how do you fix it? I think you attack at the root cause. And I think the root cause is that you have a lot of property and it probably secondary to a lack of a better education.
Mm-hmm. Now, Larry, you said that
people don't have the resources they need to thrive. That's what it is. They don't have the resources. And so and then with Trump, doing his cuts to Medicaid, people don't have access to the health care they used to have.
Right.
So people flipping out. They turning on each other because they're going to try to get it one way or the other. And the closest person they can get it from is their neighbor. And so putting the troops in the streets, that's a stopgap. That's treatment. That's not prevention. That's the difference.
Right. I agree.
And it's not going to fix it.
Baltimore was bad though before all them cuts though. Baltimore been bad.
Baltimore has been bad. You and I talked about this. Baltimore, true. St. Louis, New Orleans, Detroit, all those areas, man, in the 90s it was merciful, right? Yeah. But I think over a period of time, like Renee just read off the stats, it has gotten better. Well, I know why I got one reason, and I said in our last communication, Leon, is if you've been to DC for the first time, like I have been to DC, and I went with someone that hadn't been there in 25 years or maybe a little over 20 years, they didn't even recognize it because all the areas were gentrified. So the fact that they were able to gentrify a lot of those areas reduced crime because remember, poverty brings crime. So gentrification, Leon, you said something earlier about is gentrification a good thing? Well, if you look at it through this lens, you would be like, well, yeah, it is because it brought the crime down. Yeah, but it moved the people that lived there all their lives out, and so you lose. You might get you may get your crime reduced, but you're gonna lose your sustainable culture, which is what I know Larry want to talk about with Black culture and things like that. So I think you win some, you lose some.
Right.
Definitely.
Now,
Also,
Larry,
when
hold
you
on,
brought
hold
up
on.
like
Go
it
ahead.
starts at home, that is very true, right? I think a lot of parents don't teach their children or child or whomever how to regulate their anger. That is extremely important, right? And even parents too, right? Teaching their child regulate your anger, because there are a lot of fearless children right now, or what the mayor would call YNs and what KP would call YBs.
Y'all say that. Oh, y'all
Y'all
trying to get
and
me
a lot of
swing.
these young people has no type of training, right?
Home training.
That's
because Momo's out there in the club. Well, she outside too.
Yes, and not being able to channel that anger and put it into something else. You like to fight? Let me put you in boxing or train you in UFC. What
You
is
gotta have
Renee,
Renee.
and different
right.
things, and we need resources for this. A lot of these community programs are not teaching children how to regulate their anger. They're just giving them something to do.
I listen. You are absolutely right. There needs it with poverty comes crime. With the resolute or the resolve would be more resources,
right?
And that could be through financial programs. And I agree that there needs to be some type of programs to curb some of this youthful exuberance. I get it, but I don't know if that's it. I guess today I might have woke up on the wrong side of the bed, but I feel like it ain't going nowhere. Because what I mean by that is that the only way we can prevent crime is to become a crime fighter of one and two, or however many kids you're responsible for.
Right.
Because the reason why I'm optimistic that it's never going to go away, the crime and the poverty and all that. Because listen, man, we went to school. We was in high school. We went to junior high. We went to high school. We all know those kids that were in the slow classes. They were functional, literate kids, kind of literate, but they were in the slow classes. Mm-hmm. Well, those kids are now parents, right? And it's more than what we think it was in the school. All of slow people wasn't in the slow classes. They were in the regular classes too.
Right.
And now they're parents. And now them kids are out there. And then those kids are having kids. I just don't see it getting any better.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's about personal agency. The reason why we can us three black men here on this panel, I don't think we were in the slow classes, but what I do know is that we have taken personal agency, and whether we had a father or we didn't have a father, we chose to be fathers. Yeah. And in that role, we chose to make sure that we put a better product out there in that world than what the world has, what traditionally has been given to the world. And so while we may not see wayward kids, wayward daughters, wayward sons, we're only just a microcosm of the adults that are out there trying to figure this thing out. The rest of them just don't have the mental capacity to figure it out.
That's true.
And then there's a lack of resources, and then there is the lack of education, and then there's no floor. There's I don't know, is what they say, a floor underneath the ceiling. Where they are is where they feel they're going to be. And that's in those concentrated areas. And they never leave, never aspire to leave. So is it going to get better? I don't know. I'm looking for y'all to tell me.
So what does it take? I don't know. It's going to take a lot. And Larry, what you were saying earlier, you thought Don Lemon should have pressed them more. I think he was stunned by the answers. And I think that's why he didn't press him more. Because you also saw people in the comments. They was glad that he didn't clip nothing up, and he got the real thing and played the real thing, just showing that. Yeah.
Well, you say that, Leon, but I don't know. Leon is Leon. I'm calling you Leon Lemon. Oh, Don Lemon is a journalist, and he is used to shock and awe. He's used to not get. He's used to having. You know, so I think that he was just allowing it to sit and marinate. I think he was being
I don't know,
so.
man.
One of the rules of journalism is honest journalism, not just skewed
Yeah.
and biased to what you're reporting is.
I don't know now. You know how they do stuff.
I know, but I think because he's not on the CNN, he can be just. I think he's following the rules of journalism 101, and that is to report the full story, not your biased story.
Yeah. Now that he is on his own, yeah, right.
Yeah, so I think that's what he's doing, and just to give us the real, true sense of what Black America is feeling, because he's reporting that for Black America. So he don't want us to be us four that's not there to be like, man, they don't even want him there, man. They probably mad, and we would be wrong,
right?
You know, so I think he's just doing real journalism. I do wish you to push back, but I think he was just letting that side and letting that narrative get out there that he knows that the rest of Black America are probably saying, y'all don't want this. Y'all should be pushing back.
Yeah. Right. But I feel like he did similar to when he was going to like the RNC and the DNC and he was speaking to people, right? And, you know, even I guess a few months back when he was going to some of those mega, I guess, events or whatever, and he was talking to people.
He was? Okay.
Yeah, he was going interviewing people, and he was doing something similar, right? He was like, why did you vote for Trump? And, you know, doing the same. He didn't push back at all. He did this. That's what he does.
I think he's just following the journalism 101, just like, you know, let the story dictate the narrative.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as it's the truth, then allow the audience to dictate their own, how they feel about it.
Right. Also, these are the people that are voting for this. So in your city. So
that's true. Because he can sit behind a desk and say, hey, I talked to a lot of Baltimoreans, however you say it, and say that there are a lot of them that are against this. He could be giving us the narrative. I appreciate him going out and doing that, because if he gave us that narrative and said that he talked to a lot of them and they wasn't for it because he's skewing it based off of his biases of Trump or this whole thing of Pete Hexa, then that wouldn't be the real story.
Yeah. And you know, he had a diverse group.
Yeah. It was majority black too.
Well,
he had a sprinkle, but it was still diverse. You know what I mean? So he also want to let you know, hey,
hold on.
The black folks around here are for it too. So don't get it, you know.
But that's the thing I think that a lot of people might take it and run with it because when I look at that, I look at the differences in diversity, but they all have the same thing in common as far as the classism. They're at the bottom of the class that's being affected, that's being preyed on. Like they're the ones that they're soft targets.
Right.
You know, they're easy pickings. So that's why the crime is in their areas, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they all have in common.
Oh, you know? Okay.
And
so you're saying
when you look at something like this, and this is why I feel like Don should have. Well, I don't think you can cherry pick that because, like I said, I think they all have the same thing in common as far as the classism.
Do you think he should have went to different areas? I think he should have
pushed back on, okay. You know what? He could have did that. Yeah, he could have did that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No problem.
I think he should have asked two questions. You know, do you want Trump to send in the troops? And the second question is, okay, well, what is your contribution to making your community safer? That's what people need to hear. That's what people need to hear. Because nobody wants to be the first person, right? Nobody wants to be the first person to cast a stone. But the question needs to be asked, though. What are you doing to make your community safer?
That is very true. That is very true.
Yeah, a little bit of accountability would definitely help. I'm sure if we can all kind of figure it out, but I do know that it starts with, like what Renee says, resources, but it's got to be the right resources. I'm just I feel away because I'm like what that young lady said, it starts at home. And I just don't trust these new parents, man.
That's very true. Like the lady who talks
Nah.
about her husband, being murdered by a carjacker. She's like, thanks to our mayor.
You blame that they said the mayor didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Because the crime never got solved. The police didn't do anything, I guess. I don't know.
Right. We don't know. Could
That's
he have
police
shot
chief,
at
not
the
the mayor.
person first and missed and they shot back at him? Like you just never know, right? But again, those are the type of stories that you hear and it sticks with people, right? What'd she say? My husband was murdered during carjacking, thanks to the mayor. What do you mean?
Yep.
He didn't police,
Right.
the district attorney, I don't know, attorney general. I mean,
Hey,
I'm sure there's
she kind of sound like you blaming the mayor for everything.
don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. We'll get to your bestie later.
All right, let's go. Let's move on. I tried to come on this podcast and not talk about Trump, but Trump, something is always in the news about Trump, so we had to do it, including this Baltimore thing, wanting to send the troops.
Everything.
But now we're moving on to Chicago. I don't know if this dude was, I can't remember if he's part of a gang or he's just talking about the gangs and the young guys. Now, I'm listening to this dude talk. I want to play the clip. I don't know if I'm going to play the clip. I'm at least pull up the picture. When he's saying, he's warning them, don't y'all come to Chicago. These N-words got switches. And he ain't talking about the switches that we used to get whooped with off the trees. He ain't talking about them type of switches.
No, he's talking about that.
Things. Yeah.
I mean,
he's talking about that heat. Now, of course, I know we got guns now. Well, they got guns now that they didn't have in the 60s and 70s. There's plenty more out there, but do you really think you can take on
the military?
Troops in the military? No. Did you forget what happened in Tulsa? I mean,
yeah, but they were but what happened in Tulsa, just a quick synopsis. I mean, it was a lot of those World War I veterans that were still around.
Right.
And they only had so many guns because remember, only certain people can own guns at that time. And at that time, most black people had shotguns for rabbit hunting, huh?
I just said that. That's why I just said I know we got more guns now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I misheard you, brother. Yeah.
But you're saying, could it really happen? You see what happened in Tulsa, and I'm like, how long ago was that? These new kids are not afraid.
They still ain't beat no army. I don't care how you try to twist it.
They're not. Well, listen, but here's the deal.
You call them for blood, a lot of blood.
So here's the deal. The army should never be fighting its citizens because if it is, that means we're in a civil war.
I agree.
Right.
I agree.
So the army should never, our military should never be unleashed onto our citizens. However, if there's ever a time of any time in this America where the army will be released on its citizens, it's in those black cities. It's in that black resistance. Mm-hmm. That's where it will be released. If they go to any of these cities where these young men are not having it,
Mm-hmm.
My only pushback to any of that is, okay, young man, I hear you. No, I say young man, not young. I hear you. You want to protect, you want to do this, but George Zimmerman is still alive.
Yeah.
The cop that shot Philando Castile, he's still alive.
Where are they at?
The cop that sent Tamir Rice, he's still alive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If we want to crash out, I could think of other targets.
Exactly. Yeah.
If there's going to be a crash out.
But those people are not like in their area. You get what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I get that. I'm just saying in general. I'm saying in general that I hear you. I'm not against you. And I'm talking to the young men that want to stand up.
I don't know. Chicago is a different breed.
You say that, but they're not even in the top 10.
They're not big. They can't do nothing with no troops. I don't care how many guns they got.
Yeah, they're not. Listen,
we just talked to you about the type of troops that they're sending, possibly, most likely.
Man,
right?
But anyway, look. Let me read this real quick. It says Chicago gang. Well, here's a gang member. I don't have a video, so that's cool. It says Chicago gang member warns Trump against sending troops. Says gangs will overpower the. Let's see that overpowered. Ain't overpowered. I don't believe it. The National Guard. We are a different breed. out here.
I believe
You
it.
got to be on the same page for that. You can't.
Well, if I'm I mean, if anything, he specifically said the National Guard, maybe. Federal troops, probably not, because you're gonna have the weight of the government behind them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they're sending who? The National Guard, right?
Yeah, National Guard is
first,
not.
yeah.
The National Guard ain't our federal troops.
Yeah.
I don't
wouldn't
know.
happen.
Like I said, Chicago.
It shouldn't. You know what, Larry? It shouldn't.
I wouldn't want it to happen.
It shouldn't happen. But will it happen? Would it happen if Trump sent people to, let's say, cities like New Orleans or not Baltimore, but what was that, Chicago? And these guys, they decide to rise up. I think it could end very badly for us.
Oh, it's going to.
Because they, just like in every uprising,
it could end bad for both sides.
Huh?
Yeah, it's gonna end bad for both sides.
It will, but it'll just be ugly for America as a whole because,
oh yeah,
in all the, let's just say, if we talk about Tulsa, right? You talk about the Tulsa massacre. You talk about the Rosewood massacre. You talk about the 1898 coup in Wilmington. You talk about all these uprisings that happened that they were able. It wasn't just them fighting the local townspeople. Other townspeople, the military and all that. Even if you talk about the move in 1985 in Philadelphia, what was our boy John?
Yeah.
Yeah, they bombed that place, bro. That wasn't
they dropped the bomb on it.
I mean, they actually bombed that place. They bombed it in 85. Yep. So they always have the government behind them. As Jack Johnson said, without your guns and your lives, you are defenseless.
Yeah. Listen, I don't want it to happen. I just feel like it's gonna be bad. Yeah. It's gonna be bad. And my conspiracy, I just feel like it's really weird that he's sending all of these troops to blue states.
I get that. Larry, let me ask you this.
He wants to do all these things except for protect our kids in school.
Yeah,
Larry, let me ask you this. So they mobilize the federal troops, the army, and they sending in whatever your battalion is that you were in, whatever branch you were in. And you're Larry at the age when you were in the military, and now they deploy you into Chicago, and there has already, and it's under civil unrest. The community is fighting the military. Do you take that order?
Me personally, no.
Yes.
Okay.
So me and my friend had this conversation.
You're going to get a lot of that.
Yeah, me and my friend had this conversation about they keep these, these people that live in the suburbs thinking that they're ready for this racial war, because it wouldn't just be a civil war, it will be a race war is what it'll end up being. Because like Leon was talking about back in the day, the police force and the military force, because the military wasn't integrated to 1947.
Right.
So all of those instances that took place with all these uprisings, it was the military and the police looked away. Mm-hmm. Not like it looks today. So a lot of these suburban guys that's got these 10 guns and all this meal prep and stuff like that, they seem to think that they're going to fare pretty well if the civil war / race war pops off. But I think they're miscalculating. Like Leon said, people have guns now, and a bunch of them, and they're not calculating that the military that will be weaponized. A lot of them look like us, and first of all, I'll take 10 of us against 50 of them any day, every day, and twice on Sunday. Some of us that may not have guns, because these dudes is really not built like that, they'll end up getting their guns taken, right? Because I know us, and I know them, right? They ain't built like that, and what they not built for is having return fire,
right?
And bullets popping up at their feet and hitting the wall by their head where they at. I guarantee you they retreat.
Yeah, for sure.
They up in the mountains right now training for all of this, but guess what? Them targets don't shoot back.
Right.
And so I
I
think
just feel like the military, the people who look like us in the military, gonna take
I
off
think it's
their-
going to be a coup. I think there will be a coup within the military itself.
right.
That's why I asked Larry, is he taking that order?
Yeah, it'd be 100%. There was a movie that came out either last year or 2 years ago called Civil War, and it was about civil war in America, like modern day civil war. Like it just split down the middle. Like the president just went rogue, and then there was the rebels against that part of America. It was a pretty interesting movie, man. It was kind of rooted in some realism. So,
but knowing this administration with Pete Hegseth, I guarantee if it came down to that, the black troops would be dismissed. I guarantee the black troops will be dismissed. They will. That's true. They will dismiss them.
That's true. I mean, okay. So, part of that, a big part of that was them getting rid of a lot of the DEI generals that they had in the military too.
Correct.
So that plays a part. That's huge, and they did a lot. They did it with a lot of soldiers. As far as so in the military, black men or African men who try to shave, they get real bad like hair bumps and things like that. Yeah, real bad razor bumps. So in the military, you can get this thing called a shaving profile. It allows you to grow your beard out because you get real bad infections when you shave. And so that was a thing that, it was normal. But now it's gotten to a point now where they have gotten so strict on that they're starting to, I guess you could say, honorably discharge a lot of men who can't honor that shaving regulation. And guess who that affects?
Us.
A lot of people like us.
What Larry's talking about 4 months ago, Pete Hegseth and they sat down.
That's one way they would.
Yeah, that was one of the changes that they made in grooming, because a lot of black men like Larry or black men, they wore 5 o'clock shadow because of the pseudo folliculitis farbe or whatever. I know I'm trying to use the right name to sound educated, but it's commonly known as razor bumps.
Right.
And who suffer from it? Just as Larry said, we suffer from razor bumps. And they're saying that it present. I remember having this conversation with someone, a little young fellow who is a kind of adjacent to us, and he's at Fort Bragg, and I was at Fort Bragg, and I just wanted to hear what he's had to say. And basically, he took it as, remember, he's 18, and they got him, and he's adjacent to us. He's not quite, he's adjacent. And his thing was, we should upheld the standards of appearance. And if that's what the command sergeant wants, then that's what it should be. And I said, but that affects. And he was like, well, then he did what's on the books is, I think they give you get a warning and you get a chance to try to clear it up, and then if not, it's like Larry said, you get discharge.
Yeah, which is crazy because it's a very small thing. It's a very small violation, but to get a discharge
it's about the purge.
Yeah, there you go. That's a perfect word.
It's the purge. Because they do realize that we're sussing this exercise out right now. What does it look like with the Civil War or the race war? Well, they think that they got the might of the military, and they do. But they done forgot that we've infiltrated the military since 1947, and we're in high places.
Right.
We may not be generals anymore, but them same guys that are flying those drones, probably some of them look like us. Some of them guys that's going to be flying some of those F-16s. Well, they don't have F-16 anymore. I think it's Raptors now, F-22s, and so. Some of them look like us, and they probably like, nah, I'm not taking that order.
That's why I feel like a lot of them are people that look like us. If they were going to go and be troops and all this other stuff, they're going to take their clothes off. They're going to be in regular clothes.
I think
but before it even gets to that point, I hope it don't get to that point. It has to be like you said earlier, KB, the accountability in the neighborhoods. And I was trying to think back in the 90s when you have people like the elderly people or older people around the neighborhood that I can't remember I'm trying to eliminate myself from this conversation, but I'm also trying to implement myself in this conversation. Thinking back,
I know
in my neighborhood.
Yeah, your neighborhood the same as mine. I know where you're going with this. If I follow you, it's like what? Go ahead.
I'm just saying I don't even remember in my neighborhood as far as people coming out holding us accountable for the things we were doing.
They didn't have to, because we grew up in an era where we held ourselves accountable. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. From my block to your block, you probably ain't do hand-to-hand sales, but within the neighborhood, there were certain places we didn't serve. Like if Miss so-and-so was sitting on her porch, we wasn't openly serving, you know. If so-and-so was coming down the street, we respected them. I remember those church ladies used to come down our block all the time. Now, we would run out of respect because we didn't want to hear what they had to say, but we wasn't disrespectful. Right. And what I'm saying to you today is these kids, the church ladies come, they liable to do something to them, right? Mm-hmm. Also, the elderly lady who everybody respect, that's sitting on her porch, drinking her coffee, reading her paper, if they're going to make a play, they're going to make it in front of her. They don't care. We policed ourselves, Leon. Think about it. We actually really did police ourselves because we actually did respect. We respect the elderly and the adults within the neighborhood.
Yeah, we did do that.
Mm-hmm.
We did respect them.
Yeah.
So we hid our hustling. We hustled, but we tried to hide it. But they know we were doing it.
Well, I'm not even thinking about Chicago, like for it to be so bad, even Baltimore. Like even with the families, people inside
those are
the
all
families.
blue states.
I ain't worried. I ain't talking about no blue states. I'm just talking about the people, the black people in.
I'm just saying, but they all. That's why he's doing it. They're all blue states.
I ain't talking about him doing it. I'm talking about the community, the uncles and the aunts and the family.
Mm-hmm.
Like
no, Leon, there wasn't. There was no uncles. There were no uncles.
I'm talking as far as now. I'm looking at it now, like what can be done, like because it's too much. You know, it's.
The only uncles in our time, it was our uncles that we knew not to play with, right? That's the only thing I can think of. But Leon, I think you're getting back to what we were talking about 2 weeks ago about, all right, who's going to be the agent of change? And I said that it'll have to be me, you, and Larry forming together, trying to reach these young men.
No, like you. But like
when their parents don't want you
that's
to
good,
raise
Renee.
Their kid or talk, to their kid, be in their kid's business, telling their kids what to do, and their kids are fine.
Renee, that's it. That's why I'm not doing it. That's why I'm gonna just raise my own child. That's why I ain't doing it.
And that's nothing we also thought about. Can't be about if we saw somebody with their pants sagging, pulled down. And we don't say nothing to them because I definitely don't want to say nothing to them.
I'm not saying anything.
I would say something to them in a group setting, but as far as one-on-one out, see them in the store.
If they ask me and you to be like, oh, gee, come in here and holler at us a little bit. Come give us some free game. Yeah. And I would respectfully say, all right, listen, I'm gonna say some things, but I mean this because I love you guys. Right. Then I would ease it in, But other than that, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I thought about it, Leon, after our conversation. I'm not doing it. I'm not talking to these men. If I see your daughters, they are my daughters. Larry, your kids are my kids. That's the community. Okay. Right. That's it.
Look, I remember talking to a kid.
Right.
I was cutting his hair.
That's the problem, right?
It could be, Renee, but you know what? I
remember, like I said, a group setting. I remember cutting this kid hair. I was cutting his hair one day. It's been a couple years ago, and he always was high and he doing pills or whatever. And I'm talking to him. I'm really talking to him. And he told me, he said, man, I ain't never had nobody talk to me like that before. And so you already know it's not being done in the community.
Right.
Where he's at and his surroundings. And every time he would come in, I talk to him. And I asked him how he doing and what's going on with him. He seemed like he was doing better, but I ain't never see him again. But a lot of kids they need that type of talk. But
you just said you're not even gonna talk to him one-on-one.
No, I said in the barbershop. I said in the barbershop saying I will. But as far as if I see him in the street in the store, I ain't gonna pull them to the side and say, man, please.
No, I ain't saying
Right.
that.
There's
Yeah,
there goes the
it
solutions to the problems.
Larry, what about you?
It
You
takes
saying
a
something to
setting.
him?
It takes a certain setting, man. You got to be aware of your settings.
Mhm.
I mean, you just can't go off on correcting somebody just off the jump because you ain't close to people like that, especially strangers. That's an insult to some people.
Yeah.
So
There's
you
ways
gotta-
to do it. You can speak to them for what's up, man. What's going on? How you doing? There's ways you
Right.
can do it.
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, I agree. I don't think that we should just leave. Again, what I'm saying, we're not leaving them to the wayside. What I'm saying is, I'm going to be effective in the areas in which I can control. And
Okay,
those kids, I
that's
can't
different.
control that environment because not only their parents can't control them.
Right.
I know with mine and my friends' kids, I have some stake in the game. I can pull that kid to the side. My friends' kids, my family member, you get what I'm saying? I know that I can talk to those kids.
Yes.
But okay, look at it like this. The difference is our prison systems here in America is the issue because we don't focus on rehab. We focus on, justice, basically. And so when you look at a lot of other countries, the way that their systems are set up, their prison systems is a rehab system, so the crime isn't repeatable.
Right.
But it's so backwards here because the prison system is big business.
It's big
So
business.
that's why you have so much of that going on. Like when you're talking about 13, 14, 15-year-olds being tried as adults, that's a problem in the system itself. And I'm talking about repeat offenders. So how come the money isn't going there to help these young people fix themselves?
Because
there's no money in that.
There is no money in that. But also if you look at the amount of private prisons versus, state prisons, it's always the overwhelmingly over here. And why not, right? A private prison owner, you get all of the money, right? They don't care about recidivism at all.
That's a good word. I couldn't say that word.
Neither does state prisons, but state prisons, at least there's some sort of schooling and everything. Private prisons, they don't care because guess what? You're out, but I'm gonna see you again next month.
Yeah.
And and the other thing too, when we talk about,
and you got to look at it like, how does that affect
at home, right?
Oh, go ahead.
Because they're getting.
Oh no, I didn't want to cut you off.
They're getting things in this prison. They're getting structure. Yeah. They're getting meals 3 times a day. They're getting some of these people are getting a lot more things.
That's what I was going to say.
That's keeping them there, keeping them coming back, right? Than what they're getting at home. So it's like I might as well do something bad and go back because at least it's guaranteed a roof over my head, some food in my stomach.
Yeah, but that's school.
There's a reason why in America there's a concept of. Oh yeah. No, I was going to say there's a reason why in America there's a concept of being institutionalized because people have been locked up so long,
They don't know how
to.
But
imagine if you've been locked up, but exactly. Instead of being in a place that can rehab you.
Well, they're not doing that. And I was saying earlier about the school to prison pipeline, man, it's real and it's very effective. Yeah. You know that they decide where they build these prisons based off of the 3rd grade test scores.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so based off of 3rd grade test scores of those black boys, that's where they decide to build prisons, because they know that this score through this metrics is going to lead to this kid in prison. And of course it's private, so they make money off of it. So that school to prison pipeline is a real deal. I don't know how we interrupt it, other than we do know how to interrupt it if we decided to be better. We decided to be better parents. Now that doesn't yield positive results all the time, right? You could be a good parent and your kid, boy, them turn out to be Freddy Krueger and one could be Jason,
right?
And they come from structured backgrounds. A lot of times we just get lucky. I got lucky. You know what I mean? Because anything could happen with these kids because they're under more influential things than we as parents can ever give them. Whether it's school, whether it's social media, or whether it's any of the other things that they're involved in, which has could have a stronghold on these kids. And so You know, so most of the times we get lucky that our kids didn't succumb to some of this stuff.
Yeah, agree. Yeah,
because
sometimes you give them too much and they don't understand no.
Correct.
Yeah, that too.
In other ways, in so many other ways, right? The entitlement is real.
Yeah. Well, hopefully things will get better. It's gonna get better.
Hey, it's up to us. It's up to us to make it better.
Yeah, it is.
Because you can't be like the people in Baltimore talking about they waiting on Trump to send the troops in. Like, what are you doing though? Like,
exactly.
What you doing? Yeah, I hate that, man.
Yeah.
I feel you on that.
Like there was no answers. There were no like, you know, I'm out in the street or I'm teaching no one said I'm teaching my kids to be a better person. No one said that.
They just submitted, yo. They just submitted.
It's like it's that savior complex. They're waiting to be saved. And it's just not gonna happen.
And I also see too, man, especially with these young ladies, when we talk about the young men and what they're dealing with, and but man, I watch a lot of videos of these mamas pulling up with these girls, and it's sickening.
Oh yeah.
And it's sickening, man. It's these mamas are with the smoke.
What you
with
mean? Oh,
everything you can think of.
Yeah, it's very sickening, man, watching it.
Did y'all see? There was a story I read, man, about earlier this year where this lady took her 2 daughters, ran up in the salon to start some mess. The salon owner returned some fire, ended up killing the 2 daughters. The mother fled.
They were twins.
Crazy, yo.
Were they twins?
No, that was the one.
I think so. Something like
the twins are the one in New York. I think they got stabbed by a man who was trying to talk to them.
Oh no, I'm talking about the one Larry talking about though. Yeah. Okay, I'm thinking about the one Larry talking about. 2 girls. Okay,
that's crazy.
Well, speaking of that stabbing, man, this train attack in Charlotte, that was terrible. Yeah. That was sad. I mean, I told about 2 weeks ago. I told my girls. I don't know if y'all remember the video of the girl who was she was standing at a bus stop or a telephone or something. I think she's waiting on the bus. And the guy was standing behind her, and he was trying to wait for the right time. He had something he was gonna spray her with. And he kept trying to, he kept looking around. And I think finally the bus came, or somebody else walked up or something. But he actually was trying to, he was gonna grab that girl, black girl.
Right.
And so I'm always, and even in public, I see, like when I walk across, like say like a woman coming out the store or whatever, you might be passing a woman. And so, some women, they try their best not to look at you or not to make eye contact, or I don't know if it's self-esteem or they just don't want to speak or whatever. But with you not making eye contact or looking at somebody, you don't know what the intentions are. So I tell my girls, I'm like, look, when y'all together, when y'all out, pay attention. Don't look at a man because you don't want to look at him. Don't pay attention, look at him, glance, say hello, and keep your eyes open.
Right.
And but this train incident, even with this lady, I mean, she was on a bus. A train. And I guess this incident, you wouldn't think nothing's gonna happen like this on the train.
Right.
Like that. That was terrible. But let me play this clip to see how much it played, see what it do.
That's my phone.
Skip this ad. The ad is too long. But anyway, y'all, I think y'all seen the article, right?
I've seen the article, but play it for the people. I mean, can you turn it? Oh, okay.
I just showed this clip right here because they got this ad playing. I'm trying to play it without the ad, but if you watch the clip for the audience, if y'all want to go and check this out, if you watch the clip, she's getting off work, and she's just sitting there on her phone. See, that's another thing. You gotta pay. I don't know. Even in this incident, you can't. I mean, she's sitting in front of the guy, so she still wouldn't have known.
She's probably comfortable because this is what she does every day. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's, as of now, I don't know the reason why he did it, or
no one knows.
They said they don't even know each other.
I was trying to see the video.
It's out there, so it doesn't show the whole attack. It just shows when she comes to sit down and it stops right here on this picture. Right
okay.
There. So it doesn't show it, but they say the guy's officers arrived to find her outbound platform wearing clothes that match the suspect's description. Court documents revealed. Authorities said he had a cut on his right hand and was taken into custody after receiving medical attention. Officers recovered a folding knife.
Episode? Like what?
I don't know. He was just sitting there, and she sat there, and he waited a couple minutes.
What was on her phone? What was she talking about?
She scrolling like everybody.
Yeah, that was just, yeah. TikTok.
I don't know. I'm like, what triggered him? You get what I mean? Like, did he see on the phone? Did you know what I mean? Like, what?
Oh, well, yeah. It don't matter. It don't matter what it was. It don't matter.
Yeah, it don't even matter.
Of course, it doesn't matter, right? But I'm just saying something triggered that man. So
whatever triggered him, he didn't have nothing to do with it.
Look, I'm gonna be honest. Like, okay, I've seen it. Like, I've seen it where it rolls over, and I hate to put race into it because race is thrown into everything. But I've seen it on the reversal side where white men just attack black people for no reason, and I mean, like, recently, and nobody knows. Like, why would they do that?
I know. But I would ask the same question. I'd be like, what triggered him? Like, what is the problem? You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Somebody you don't even know. You know what I mean?
It's a very, very unfortunate incident, man.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely unfortunate.
And nobody did anything. Nobody tried to hold him, arrest him or, hold him.
No,
they stopped playing the video. If you watch the video, they pause it right when he's doing that, and they pause it, and there's no more video to it. So we don't know. I did read the article. The article said something about no one. I think he waited for the police.
No, what he did, he actually just walked off the train. He
just walked like something like that.
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying about community? It's no more community.
Didn't nobody try to grab him or nothing.
Nothing. And they want to send the troops to Baltimore and do all this other stuff. We need to work on community first. Y'all just let this man stab this woman and walk off. Like,
because to be honest with you, that's what the police should be working at, as enriching their community and making the community stronger. If you put I remember back in the day, we would have police officers come out and talk to the communities, and there would be community programs to help strengthen your community, your neighborhood watch, things like that. But now, I don't know, man. It's the wild, wild west now. It's whatever.
Wild west.
In Oregon, they have police on the train. They ride the train. They've been doing that for years. They would be, because they have like a light rail system, right? Where you can take the rail in, it runs, every 15 minutes, whatever. And there are police on the light rail. Not saying that it, prevents every crime from happening, because there has been crimes that happen, but the presence is there. You know what I mean? And people know that. So I don't know. That's just community is gone.
It just goes, with more troops in that area, what was that, in Charlotte, with having federal troops at the train stations, at the rails, would that had changed anything?
No. Community policing, that's what's on, you know what I mean, that are on the light rail systems in Oregon. Just some sort of presence of authority, not a troop, but a presence of authority every day.
They're gonna have to start hiring Karen.
I think what this guy is proving is, even though we don't have, this is the 1980s or the early 2000s, what this guy illustrated was he knew he was being, everywhere you're being recorded, right? Mm-hmm. He knew he was recorded. His face wasn't covered. He knew they were going to catch him. He didn't care.
Right.
And so what I'm saying, this guy proved that two things. When it's your time, it's your time. And then two, if somebody really want to kill you, they will. If you take all guns away, they'll just use pencils. They'll use knives. They'll use scissors. Killing is not going to stop. Now, will it go down from having 115 murders to maybe 40 murders? Yes. But is the killing going to stop? No. So this guy watching this thing, he didn't use a gun. He just used a knife.
Right.
And it seemed like a very random person. And then he just walked off like nothing happened. Like, yeah.
Exactly.
You know. And he knew he was being filmed. So does cameras and the police presence curb crime? There are studies saying that heavy police presence does not reduce crime.
Okay.
So I can't cite it right now where I read that before, but in some of these studies, it was in the same study of like the stop and frisk, how stop and frisk did not curb crime. It didn't do anything. All it did was shoot up the spike in useless arrests of jaywalking or just people or black and brown people being put in jail, right? So that did spike because there was racial profiling.
Right.
And so that goes back to what I was telling Leon in the podcast earlier, is that are we cool with seeing federal troops? Are we cool with seeing more police presence? Are we cool with that? Because the problem is not that there are going to be more police and more federal troops. The problem is going to be the implementation. Mm-hmm. And when they're implementing their more cops, who do you think they're going to target? Right. They're going to target us. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be a wider net. They'll see me and Larry just walking down and saying, hey, where y'all going? Now, me and Larry's a grown-ass men. Some clean-faced 30-year-old person coming talking to me, talking about, hey, where you going? Man, about my business.
Right.
Right? Because I presented that energy, that black masculine energy, now I'm being accosted. Now I'm resisting arrest. Mm-hmm. Now I got a charge. And I was just trying to get to my barbershop.
Right.
Yeah. Y'all. Speaking of community, this ain't on the list, but y'all made me think about something. I think I mentioned to y'all. I think I showed y'all before the new era of Detroit. The guys who kind of police the community, go into the stores.
About the tow truck drivers.
Yeah. So
that's community at its best.
Yeah,
I like
guys,
what those doing.
Yeah, they do a lot for the community and with the community, and they go into stores or seeing if anything going on. They checking on people, they checking on everybody in the community. I think that's something that's probably something every community. Well, I ain't gonna say probably every community need.
Yeah, because they definitely wouldn't allow a random man to just stab a lady.
Yeah.
Right.
True.
Yeah.
Right.
True.
And get away. I mean, just walk off. That's wild, right?
Did you see that clip, Larry?
That same incident happened like 2 years ago.
Yeah. Larry, did you see that clip? Detroit.
Which one about the guys? Yeah.
I know what incident you're talking about. It happened in Oregon with an Indian woman and a white man.
Was that Oregon?
Mm-hmm. But they caught him. They they held him down until the police came.
Yeah. Now, Larry, I know you want to touch on the impact of black street culture. I'm thinking about that now, even with the guys in Detroit.
That might be another hour right there.
So that's a good segue. Going, we ain't got to talk too long about it, but your opinion on
for the next episode of Black Culture, I like it.
Well, no, we're gonna talk about it now just a little bit.
It must be something. Something.
No, it ain't nothing. Black street culture, positive or negative.
Yeah. Right. Because we get a lot of the positive, and actually we get a lot of the negative, not too much of the positive when it comes to our culture, street culture, black culture, things like that. The recent survey just came out about one of the top 5 most influential cultures across the world in black culture. Like Black American culture was number 1. I think Japanese was number 2. Like Indian culture was on there. It was crazy. But I want to talk about one of the main things that get hit on the list, and that's the music. Like how influential is the music? Like is it a part of something positive? Is it a part of the negative? Like, does it impact how crime is seen? You know, because a lot of that is a part of the culture. And I think what makes me think about that is the fact that when it comes to street culture, like that's how we live. A lot of that came out of just every day, like 24/7. You know, being on the corner, whether you was you know, running the streets, things like that. But when I look at other cultures who, you know, they want to be like that, you know, the whole what's the concept? They love our rhythm, but don't
want our
blues.
Yeah.
And so when we see stuff like that, it's like, why are we held to a higher regard for that when that came out of the survival of our culture? But a lot of other cultures just want to see it, just want to be it, but they get praised for it. So why is that impact so?
I heard people say we don't have
a
culture.
Man.
You heard people say we don't have a culture?
You know what?
Yeah. I've heard people say that.
Yeah, I've heard that many times, I agree with some of that. I agree with some of it.
I would simply say I sent that clip to you, Leon. It's cool to let it roll without vetting it. It's fine, and it's about this thing that Larry's talking about. It'll kind of help in the conversation. I know where Larry's going, but I just kind of want you to see if you play this.
Want me to pull it up?
Yeah, play the clip.
Hold on. Keep talking about it. I'm gonna pull it up on.
Well, basically, I know where Larry's going. This is a portion of what Larry's talking about. But before we get too far off on, the question is that Leon, you said that you heard that we didn't have any culture. Don't let nobody tell you that stupid shit.
No, I just heard people talk about it. I ain't saying I believe it or.
I need you to check that no more than I need Renee to check people when they talking about her brothers. You know, I need Renee to check people about her brother unless she with the other side with the smoke. But I need you to check that when people tell you your people ain't got no culture. And Renee, I need you to check people when they coming for your brother.
No, hold on. Ain't nobody tell me that directly. It was like on Facebook.
I don't care. You don't repeat it.
I'm just letting you know.
Out there. It's out there.
Larry said he kind of agree with it. No.
I've heard some bullshit crap like that. You see, Renee, I'm getting better.
Yeah.
But you know, I heard some bull crap like that. But you know, it's quickly quelled down. Just really, that one's the most easiest one to defend. But to our culture, Larry's saying, is it detrimental to our culture? The things that creates our culture, is it detrimental to the culture? Larry, if I think that's what you're saying, right?
Right. When it's pertaining to us, it's detrimental. But when other cultures embrace it, they get praised.
Larry, let's talk. So, Larry, let's talk about that. How can Lil Wayne and all these kids, all these rappers that's making all this money, they don't make their money from black people. 75% of their sale coming from the suburban white kids.
True.
Okay. Now, do they listen to all of this music and do they enact it out in the grand scale in which we do? No, they don't. Why is that?
They don't.
Because our kid hearing that he got 20 on his wrist, 100 around his neck, you know, he got all this going on. The white kids are like, I really don't care. It sounds cool, but I'm going to Yale after this is over with, right? Whereas that black kid is going nowhere.
Yeah.
So he aspires to, okay, that's what it. I see the fame that this rapper has. I want it. NBA YoungBoy has so much influence. A lot of these cats, and why these YN Mellies and all these different people, they have so much influence on them because the kids are seeing these dudes, right?
Yeah.
And these dudes are talking street talk. They're talking 1 foot in and 1 foot out, and these kids are being impacted by that. But the white kids are not. Why is that? You know what I'm saying? They're not impacted by it, but our kids are. Yeah. It's because of, again, it's what's in the house. If there's a father, there's a viable nuclear family, mother and a father. And even though that's not an absolute, it does help. But why does the music why is it negatively impact our kids and not the other kids? I liken it going back to that movie they cloned Tyrone, which many people don't talk about.
That's
And
a good
movies
movie.
art imitates life. They don't
Yes.
get that stuff without it being in life. And one of the things that was very, very apparent in there, it was the music wavelengths was designed to penetrate us and make us do the things, you know, in the club. Remember how the movie portrayed that? They were putting these hidden signals in these in the music to make you want fried chicken, to make you want to go shoot. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And what it ended up doing is you start seeing these people that was just zombies.
Yep.
Which is how our kids are.
Also, I also feel like, you know, if we're on the topic of, you know, the black kids listening and, you know, it's impacting them differently than the white kids. I think hearing it from a black person, it makes it more real and attainable. So it's like, I'm gonna get it by any means necessary. Because my brother, this other black man got it.
Yeah.
The white kids is like, oh, that's black man. He can go ahead and hustle and serve on the street. I can't do that.
I know. But the sad reality is they do have a friend who has a daddy named Mr. Wilson, who is an engineer, and the mom's a teacher, and they, you know what I'm saying? They see him. They say he has a truck and a Corvette in the car because they see him wash it every weekend.
Right.
Why does that not impact him?
Yeah.
But this foolish shit does.
I know.
KP, I got this. I got a clip, kind of what you sent me on. It's this. I don't know if it's the same one, but I think it's.
Play it.
I'm about to.
It should be the same one.
I don't think it is. Not what I found. What I found. I'm not.
Wait, hold on. Let me see it. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, that's it.
Okay. Black. I saw this list. I thought it was so interesting.
What you think?
I thought it was so interesting. The top five. I can probably remember some of them too.
Tell me who you see.
Is it like Indian culture is
Indian
number 5?
culture is number 4.
Number 4, yeah.
Number 4. Indian culture. These are the most influential cultures in America.
Yes.
Indian came in at number 4. Who else you remember?
Indian culture came in at number 4. Is it Mexican culture?
Come in at number 3. Latino culture.
Yeah, Latino culture came in at number 3. Yeah. Latino culture.
Okay.
Oh, I know this other one.
Okay.
Japanese.
I couldn't believe that.
Japanese culture.
Guess what?
Japanese. Yeah,
Japanese is the number 2 culture in America.
That's wild.
So and I didn't think that. I thought Latino culture.
Yeah, but think about it though. We Japanese culture, they have meditation, they have teas, yoga.
They're in hip hop. They're in K-pop now. They got their own pop lane and everything.
Here's what they're saying. They're saying Japanese culture, sushi, ramen, anime, video games, Nintendo, PlayStation, minimalist design, martial arts, and meditation is of the culture, the Japanese culture that they say that is influential in America.
Minimalist, like they don't have too much stuff.
Can we pop our collar real quick though?
Let's pop it because I'm getting ready to tell you the number 1, the most influential culture in America is the African American culture.
Yes, Lord.
It is number 1. Guess what they said? Hip hop and R&B music, slang, language, the language influence, streetwear, hairstyles, soul food, dominance in sports, entertainment, pop culture at large.
Come on, man.
They say the number 1 most influential culture in America is the African American culture.
A lot of the times people hate you because they ain't you.
Right.
Real talk.
And that's something.
We, the non-all black Americans here, want to thank y'all for all your contributions.
What?
Right.
Ain't you Dominican?
Only half of me said that, dog.
I'm about to say.
I'm Afro-Latino. My mom darker than Didi.
So I want to ask a question. I want to ask this question. We came in at number 1. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
We got you right. Go ahead, though.
Just wait for you to pull the screen down.
Because I did. Yeah, okay. Let me stop sharing. Yeah. I guess I kind of confused. What out of the things they named for, I think it was Japanese?
Yeah.
What kind of value that they named for us? What kind of value does that hold? The list of things they named for us: music, rap music, athletes, slang.
They named the reason why I wanted to play that because what Larry was saying
everybody else get credit for.
Right.
Say it again.
I mean,
Larry's behind.
Yeah, he's lagging.
Larry, you got to listen, Larry.
I was saying
every 29 days, you got to send them people some money.
Hey, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, what's going on?
I think that's it, man. The devil is a liar, man. They trying to interrupt our flow.
They get credit. All the other people getting credit for what black culture does. What black culture does, though. I think that's the issue. But again, like, okay, remember the conversation we had a while ago between black excellence and black power? Like that still comes back up too. That comes back in the mix, you know. Like we're so influential, but we don't own anything. We're not distributing anything. We're not getting no back, no kickback.
So that's where I think that's what Leon is saying.
Yeah,
he's
that's
like,
my question.
He's saying what was named as far as like culture, nothing on. He was saying what does any of that bring? I guess you said a value, but I see what you're saying. Like what is important compared to all of the other cultures. But I mean, sushi, ramen,
because when you look at it, they can dip their toe in our culture and go back to theirs.
But I'm just saying, like,
we eat it, Renee. We eat that food.
Listen, I love sushi. I love ramen. Don't get me. But what I'm saying is, you're saying a value because you're waiting to hear. You know, black women are the most educated.
No, we're not. No, that's not what that's not what they were talking about. Because black women being educated does not influence. It's not culture.
I know, but I
that
think
is a status quo.
I'm just trying to figure out the question Leon was trying to say, because he was saying what brings value compared to the other cultures and what was named as far as what they're known for, right?
Right.
I think it was the key word was the most influential.
I don't know, Leon. What were you trying to?
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you, Leon. It's like what is the value that really black culture is so influential in for the rest of the world?
I mean, we do dominate in sports.
Can you hear me?
Every single one of them.
We can hear you.
Sports. I mean, but
what they did. They mentioned sports. They mentioned music. They mentioned slang. They mentioned clothing. They mentioned all those other things.
Hairstyles, because you know.
Right. So,
but if you look at sports and like music, if you listen to people who's in the music industry, we don't own it. You look at sports. Even when the part about Larry, as far as the NFL goes, and did y'all look at the what I sent y'all about the guy, the owner of not the owner, the lawyer, talking about the NFL? But anyway, when it comes to the NFL, they named NFL athletes. It's like when Kaepernick took a knee, and a lot of people was boycotting the NFL, but you still got all these black men making these owners money. They still playing. So I mean, I don't know.
But are you doing what we always say when we say that black people are more critical of of black people than any other race? Because
it's not being critical of black people. That's not
of the black race culture. Are you being extra critical of the black culture because you're saying we don't own anything? There's no, there's no.
Is it true? Is it true or is it true?
But
is it true or is it true?
Listen to what I'm saying.
I hear what you're saying.
And all of the other culture things that they named, a lot of people don't own that either.
Well, they're called. So I think what you guys are confusing. They said, "What's the most influential culture?"
Right.
It's what we do as a culture that we're known by.
Right. That's where
it's not what we own. Right.
Yeah, that's where I'm trying to understand Leon, because I'm like, you're digging too deep, way too deep.
I say we own.
I see what you're saying.
She went to the part about owning stuff. I didn't say nothing about owning stuff.
You did. You said we don't own anything. We don't own anything.
I just did that then. In the beginning, I didn't say that. So get it right. Don't be trying to twist it around. I didn't say it in the beginning.
When did you say it, Leon? You just said it. Why did you say? Why did you say it? Why did you say it now?
Do you want me to play this again? I need to play this again, Larry.
No.
Larry agreed with what I was saying.
I'm trying to understand what you're saying.
Don't even worry about it.
Listen, I want to understand.
But you were asking like what did black culture, like what value did we add?
Right.
But when she
And
was
then you
naming
said
off
we
some of
don't
the
own
other
any
coaches,
music. We
Yeah.
don't own our own music. We don't own our own. You.
I just
so
said
I'm-
that then. Listen. You talking about what I just said then because you jumped to the owning part. I didn't say nothing about owning. I just said what the name, what they name for black culture.
What's her name? Who do the roll the beautiful bean footage back when she does it, sis? Because you said it.
Larry don't want to roll this back.
Okay, so Leon, I think the whole clip, and I think what we're talking about is influential, not what we own. As a culture, I know, I get it. Well,
She
I'm
started
just
talking
saying-
about that. I went to. She started talking about the owning part. Renee went to that. Then that's when I just said that. So that wasn't initially what I said.
Okay.
Now,
So
yeah,
what are you both saying or asking? You first, Leon.
I want to play this back. Let me play it back.
You
make
don't
sure.
have to play it
No,
back.
I'm gonna play it back because I want to make sure it's clear. I'm gonna play this back.
It's just influential. Okay.
Oh, I see what.
It's not about ownership.
Renee said that. Look, we keep talking to me like I said. I didn't say that. She said.
I'm speaking to everyone.
Okay, yeah, I was making sure.
If it don't apply,
Mary.
what they say, if it don't apply,
Hold
let
on.
it fly.
On that note, we're gonna end it.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
Just cut it off.
Let me
The
know.
end of it.
You kick him in there, motherfucker.
You weren't even
Dig yourself a hole, man.
all the time. We just let him. We just let him.
Yes.
All right,
bro.
y'all. It's DD in the morning. They say these are the most influential cultures in America.
Black.
I saw this list. I thought it was so interesting.
What you think?
I thought it was so interesting. The top 5, right? I can probably remember some of them
Okay,
too.
tell me who you see. Who
Is it like Indian culture is
Indian
number 5?
culture is number 4.
Number 4, yeah.
Number 4,
Number
Indian
4.
culture. These are the most influential cultures in America.
Yes.
Indian came in at number 4. Who else you remember?
Indian culture came in at number 4. Is it Mexican culture?
Come in at number 3. Latino culture.
Yeah, Latino culture came in at number 3. Yeah. Latino culture.
Okay.
Oh, I know this other one.
Okay.
Japanese.
Japanese. I couldn't believe that.
Japanese culture.
Guess what?
Japanese. Yeah, that's cool.
Japanese is the number 2 culture in America.
That's
K-pop is so
wild.
big
And
right now.
I didn't think that. I thought Latino culture.
Yeah, but think about it though. We Japanese culture, they have meditation, they have teas,
Well,
yoga,
now
all
they're
that
in
type of
hip hop. They're in K-pop now. They got their own like
Well,
pop lane and everything.
Come
Here's
on.
what they're saying. They're saying Japanese culture, sushi, ramen,
Sushi, yeah.
anime, video games, Nintendo, PlayStation,
Facts.
minimalist design, martial arts, and meditation is of the culture, the Japanese culture that they say that is influential in America.
And minimalist, like they don't have too much stuff.
Can we pop our collar real quick though?
Let's pop it because I'm getting ready to tell you the number 1,
Yeah,
the
go
most
ahead.
influential culture
Talk about
in America
Speak on it.
is the African American culture.
Yes, Lord.
It is number 1. Guess what
Yes,
they
Lord.
said? Hip hop and R&B music, slang,
I'm
language,
surprised.
the language influence,
Yeah.
streetwear, hairstyles, soul food,
Swag.
dominance in sports, entertainment, pop culture at large.
Come on, man.
They say the number 1 most influential culture in America
Yeah.
is the African American culture.
A lot of the times people hate you.
Because they ain't you.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, man.
I'm trying to figure out what does that have to do with you saying
What
the cost of milk.
what are we influencing? Who you saying we are influencing them other people, right? That's the whole thing y'all saying. Oh, are we? Is that right, KP?
I don't think that's what.
We have-
Wait. Let's. What I'm
Are
trying
you
to
saying we have a? You said influential. What does that mean? Influence. What that mean?
That means ability to reach across the aisle and not only influence your own, but as a collective, the
That's
entire.
what I
That's why
said,
it says the
influence other
United
people.
States. They say they weren't the most influential in for Black Americans. They're the most influential in the United States.
Right.
And so, by and large, Blacks come in at a higher influential rate than any other culture based off of what we do. Not what we own, this is what we do. And so we predominantly affect all of them, all the races, because we're so influential.
I see that.
People gravitate to us and what we do.
Yeah, you're going to see a Japanese kid wearing a Cam Newton jersey, right? You're going to see a Hispanic kid,
or hey, he might have cornrows.
Wearing a Kobe jersey. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna never see some black kid doing some K-pop shit. You know why? Because K-pop is stolen from our backstreet. You know, like the board band groups.
Yeah.
It's a rip off of all them. So we passed it. It's just gotten popular over there.
Right.
So, so that's what it was saying. So I'm not understanding where we're going.
What I'm saying is this right here. Like I just when she was naming when she named PlayStation. What's your name? PlayStation, sushi, something else.
Meditation.
Meditation.
Mm-hmm.
No, that was meditation was for. What was the first
Japanese?
For Japanese.
No, I think Japanese was for the PlayStation.
And meditation.
Yeah, all that. Yeah.
Ramen, noodles, minimus. What? How you say that?
So what? It's hard for me to explain this thing right here. So we they influenced us PlayStation, right? They created the PlayStation, Japanese, right?
Yeah. Nintendo. Right. That's Japanese.
And they had a big influence on the black culture.
Absolutely.
That's all we had in our community: PlayStations, Nintendos, Ataris, whatever. Now, y'all can say it don't have nothing to do with owning. Y'all can say it.
I see what you're saying. You're saying that one thing that they were able to infiltrate what could be influential, they actually own it.
Even if it's one thing, because all that.
No, I'm saying you're saying they actually own it.
Yeah, even if it's just one thing, it's still like.
Whereas our music, our black people don't even own their masters.
Right. I mean,
majority. Let's be honest. Some people, some of them do.
Yeah, they just started doing that. LL was really the only one back in the day. They just started getting their masters, and it's a handful. The percentage of rappers and artists, man, what percent is it that own their masters?
Well, now it's more than it was back in the day.
It is more, but still a bigger.
They're also not master catalogs now, and a lot of these people are streaming. So a lot of them are bypassing these. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's now. That's now, of course. Yeah, that's now.
Okay, so what are you asking?
What you said it. I just made a point with just that one PlayStation because all the stuff they
was talking about ownership, right? Which I brought up.
Okay. Well, even it don't even matter. It's still as far as the influence. What are we influencing? Hip hop. What I mean, they don't hip hop. I mean,
you asked what influence means, and that was the ability. I know. Okay.
I think the thing is they can dip their toe in our culture and then they can go back to theirs. That's what it is.
And we eating their Romans. Roman noodles. Ramen noodles.
Let's see, we well
ramen noodles. We eat their noodles. And they sushi.
We are because in their culture that's
stuff they created.
It's a property. It's a property.
And they're eating our fried chicken and our greens.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But never mind.
But who owns Nintendo? Who owns the chicken in the beauty supply store? I get what you're saying, and you brought it up. But we're talking about just an everyday influence. I think that's what they're talking about. That's why he said they want to be us. They want the things that we have, but they don't want our blues, which KP says all the time.
Larry said it today.
Yeah.
Well,
they want our rhythm, but they don't want our blues.
Right. Exactly. Mm-hmm. And we buy into it. I get what you're saying. Ownership, but I'm, what do I know?
I think this Nintendo thing got my boy. It crossed his eyes up.
No, it was more than
until he got on sugar.
It was more than Nintendo. What about the meditation?
The meditation, okay.
I mean, you
we ain't create no teas either.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
Listen. Let me
we don't profit off our own culture.
Black people. Let me tell you how influential black people are. They took their teas and we made it a metaphor. We got tea.
Not
It's
I'm
just
talking
like
about.
the way you drink.
I'm
Oh
going based
yeah,
off
yeah.
most of the things they named for black culture. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I think sometimes
So there's no black sport owners?
They're minority owners, but in the NFL they're minority,
Yeah.
and then there's some in baseball, but and
Yeah,
then
they're always
basketball you have a
minority
lot of
owners.
minority owners, but I wouldn't go down that rabbit hole. You're just trying to understand what Leon was going.
don't
with
worry
this.
about it.
I just want you to land the plane, man. You know,
Right.
It's landed.
And also, Nintendo is publicly traded. It's owned by
It's landed.
owned by
Neekin. Who is it owned by?
Their biggest shareholder. No single person or company owns Nintendo outright. It's an ownership divided among shareholders who hold Nintendo stock.
Now it is. I don't think
Nintendo's own treasury.
Sony Group Corporation, which is a Japanese company.
It's multiple people. The Master Trust Bank of Japan. Custody of Japan.
Of what? Japan. Okay.
Nintendo's
don't worry about it.
treasury with a hint of Mattel. A white man, some Asian people, and a Caucasian.
You just said Japan. You just said Japan.
I said it's multiple owners.
From where?
Jesus. There's not one.
Hey, hold on.
I see what Leon said. Leon, if I understand you correctly, you're saying
don't worry about it.
No, if I understand you correctly, you're like, what is the point of being number one in influence or being influential if you don't own none of it, and you can't monetize it for your own people? Is that what you're saying? Whereas the other cultures, whatever they contribute to being influential, they can actually own some of it. Is that what you're saying?
You can say that.
I'm just.
Hey, but check this out.
We got a disgruntled.
Really, what Leon is saying. Okay, I got that too. My point was that us as black people, we actually get criticized for our culture, whereas the other cultures, they're okay with it. They get praised for it for when they act black. You know. That's what I see the huge.
Yeah, but that's not their culture. We get criticized for what we create within our culture because we.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, we get criticized for what we do within our culture, but you can have somebody else who can sing real good and they get they get an invite to the cookout.
Our biggest critic?
And we need to stop that, Larry. And we
do need to stop that
because they're average at best.
Yep.
They've taught us through education and all these years of education that they can survive off of being minimalist, being very mediocre. And as soon as they belt out a few notes, we're like, oh, they invited to the cookout. No, they're not.
Yeah.
I know a lady named Miss Buell can sing this dude up under the bleachers. Stop and knock it off.
Yeah,
and she'll be at the cookout, by the way.
We need some gatekeeping. I got it.
We're
so influential, but yet we're also like
loving, accepting.
Man, we're loving. We get nitpicked for our culture. Like it's a double-edged sword, man.
Like Leon just did to our culture. He said, "We don't own nothing."
I don't. Hey.
I mean, ownership is huge. It's huge.
I ain't the only one who says that. That's black. If
it's
true, it's true. Is it true? Is it true?
It's true. It's true. But
it is what it is.
But Leon, we all know why.
I know that. Yeah, we all
know why. You think if a black family owned it, if you think if a black family owned Philip Morris, that them Maryland farmers would be in business today?
Hey,
no.
we got a couple
of
McDonald's
Morris is tobacco. They're the number one tobacco. You listen. You're talking about something that's killing the young and killing everybody and a cancer causing agent. Philip Morris is still in business. You think if that was a black family, they would be in business?
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Right. So it's just as simple as that.
I understand that. What I'm saying is, what is there really to brag about in our community being the,
I mean, we still gotta celebrate our accomplishments, bro.
I ain't saying,
well, I'll give us one.
I'm not saying that.
I'll give us one. I'll give us me, you, and Larry, and the distinguished lady up there in the corner. We're the masters of our craft. We're very successful. And in some categories, we dominate the other people, our peers, within our same demographic and same age group, but different ethnicity. We actually we dominate them in some statistical categories.
Why does success? Why does success equal money to you? Why does influence equal money equates to money to you?
I didn't say that. I don't care what I
Leah,
said.
you know what? Another thing we could be proud of. Neither one of us is raising a school shooter.
Raised what?
Neither one of us is raising a school shooter.
So let me take you back. You just you compare and contrast.
Are you with me when I'm right, Larry?
You are very true, but you compare and contrast Black culture influence.
I'm giving him something to be giving him something
influence, and you're saying Japanese culture because they own a piece of culture which influences many different other types. It puts them at a higher pedestal. That's what you're saying because Black.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Put on the
but I'm saying that you may not have said that directly, but you said it indirectly.
Hey, let me ask you this: you think they made more money off us than we made off them?
What I'm asking,
I know what you're asking, but answer my question.
I'm looking at money from a money perspective. I'm looking at how come we can't celebrate being influential in all sports where people want to be us, and all of these different cultures are like, wow, I can't believe they did it. And hairstyles where they're praising Black women for their natural hair and the many different ways that they can do things with their hair, which is influenced by everybody around the world when they wish that they can do it, but they can't. Why can't that be enough? Why is it that money, well, they don't own the beauty supply store that they're getting the hair from. They're just putting money in another person's pocket. Why does that equate? Why does it have to equate to money? Why can't it just be like, damn, that's a Black that's a Black man that's influenced. And when he walks in the door, people know he's confident. He knows his shit. He looks good. He smells good. And maybe, he's influencing Jimmy to want to be like him one day.
I like the way you describe me.
I'm just saying, why does it have to turn around and be ownership and a dollar amount added to it?
Leon got to answer that. Because I feel what you're saying, Renee.
I hear you, Renee.
I think we're going into. I think we're going in different.
I don't think you're wrong. I don't think you're wrong.
But I didn't put a dollar amount to it. I'm just saying. What I'm saying is this right here. What I don't see what's the. We influence them. As far as y'all saying that, we influence them because they like our music. They want to be like us. But what does that do for us?
Pride.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Okay.
I mean, it ain't really
listen, pride. Listen, I'm gonna tell you, pride, bragging rights, and at least we're putting the floor that we can stand on now. Is that something we?
What is that doing for us?
It's something. It's something you could build from.
So you said it doesn't make you feel good when somebody compliments a haircut that you've done on someone, or someone compliments you, or say you're a great barber. That doesn't make you feel a sense of pride. When someone says, "Oh, train me how to add somebody up," or "Hey, can you come talk to my kids in school, in barber school, and tell them about your path to where you got there and how you made it and where you are today?" You mean you don't feel a sense of pride of that? You talking about me. Most of the time, it's gonna be Black people saying that to me. It ain't gonna be no Asian or nobody else. It doesn't. It still provides.
But that's what we're talking about. We're talking about different.
But what I'm saying is, no matter where influences from every culture, including ourselves, it still provides us a sense of pride.
But yeah, that's the common. That's like I just said. It's when somebody. It's mostly if that happens is Black people talking to me. It ain't no Asian people telling me
and
that.
Maybe that's the problem, and that's why you don't understand where I'm coming from and what KP and Larry and what we're saying, because and and that kind of happens with you a lot, where if it doesn't happen to you directly or personally, you don't have any understanding of anything outside of it.
Pastor Nate, look at your congregation. They ain't learned nothing yesterday.
Exactly.
Look at the people, Pastor Nate. Look at your people.
But what I'm saying is,
KB, what you say about agreeing to disagree?
Agreeing to disagree, or agree without being disagreeable? Let me tell you something, Leon. I hear what you're saying, but listen, man, the influence.
Wait. Before you say that, what you mean? You hear what I'm saying? But what you mean?
I hear what you're saying. No, I hear what you're saying about. Huh?
Go ahead.
About what does, like Renee's trying to say, and what I'm trying to say is, it could be a sense of pride, just a simple sense of pride. And you're like, but what does that give us? It's a gateway to get to the next level. For instance, right? So for instance, this clothing brand that I'm rocking right now, Impel 4, get your merch, is not on sale because it's the winter. But this particular merch right here that I'm wearing, I wore into a cigar lounge. It was a brown one. It had wording on the arm. And one of the most whitest Trump supporters that I argue with the most was commenting on it. And then when I wore the black one, he was like, hey, man, that's a really cool design. That's a really nice design, you know. And he was like, where did you get that from? I said, oh, don't worry about it. It's one of one.
Hey, what? Matter of fact, we can talk that. Look, you just reminded
what
me.
I'm saying to you is, you influenced not only me, but you influenced him, and you could use that as a platform to build this brand up.
But listen to what you're saying though. That's my brand, right?
Yeah.
Well, then I don't even want to say it because it's gonna take her somewhere else.
He's saying because he owns the brand that it, you know what I mean? Because he owns the brand, so he's influencing others because he owns the brand. But what I'm saying is,
I know what you're saying, Renee. I know what you're saying.
I think we need a combination of both.
I hate it here.
I understand my point. You said your point. I know what you said. I hear you.
I think we need a combination.
But do you understand my point?
We need both of it.
I understand it. But listen, well, I'm gonna say this right here. What you just said, man, you talked about in the barbershop.
What?
I want to say this for another topic, but I want to touch on it about the brand. I think I put it in the chat before about the brand owner, and you said the same thing. You said you don't want their money. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, right. That is a different conversation. Yeah. Do we want black dollars or do we want to cross over? Do we want black dollars and just be a thousandaire, or we cross over and become a millionaire?
See, this is what I'm gonna go ahead and just say it. Anyway, we talked about Lanny Smith. You know, he the actively black, and he made it just for black people. And KP said he wouldn't want white people's money either.
Is that the guy who makes Actively Black?
Right.
Yes.
Actively Black.
I got a couple of his pieces. Shout out to him.
Yeah. And I said, why wouldn't we make something for everybody as much as they've been making clothes and we've been spending money buying their clothes?
That's a good question.
And
right. I don't disagree with it.
Why?
I don't disagree with it, but is he okay? Apparently he's okay with
No, he's not. Apparently he's not, because he made that post about black people complaining about his prices.
About the price.
And a lot of people complain about his prices also.
And I feel like a lot of people, black people in general, complain about prices in general, but will spend more money with
if the price, right? Because if that price for an Actively Black sweatsuit, which is going to cost you a grip, if that price was $49, which I haven't bought a sweatsuit even from somebody I know for $49, but then the cheaper it is, we're gonna not buy it, right? To us, playing on the psyche of us, it has to have value and money. Meaning, I almost went broke getting this, so now it's worth something. That's the psyche.
That's
of
us being influenced.
That's us. But here's the other thing: what Leon is saying, he's saying that Lanny Smith has put himself in the box that he won't be able to get out of by designing and making a product simply FUBU. For us, by us. And I said, Leon, maybe he has a mind frame. I don't want their money.
That is very
He may be happy and live like. Let me tell you something. You know, it's like your boys like bury me a G. Well, no, I shouldn't even use that. What I am saying is, some people are so entrenched in us and love us so much that they will forego making millions and millions of dollars to make sure that they are able to only maintain themselves and maintain their family. Because, truthfully, seeing us wear their garments is worth $1 million. Because I know how I would feel.
Yeah.
Like you should feel, Leon. You should feel good.
And he's okay with it. Why? I guess my question is, what's the problem if he's okay with it?
He's saying that what Leon is saying, he boxed himself in. And Leon is saying, why do we center ourselves to only the black dollar when they don't center themselves to the white dollar? They make these products and we polo and we all go buy it.
And they make what I'm saying, they make their money off us. Why would we want to make money off them?
Well, Polo doesn't advertise neither to just the white audience and say, well, this is just for white people either. They're infiltrating the black community by when they came out with the Morehouse brand, the Spellman brand, and then now it's like Oaks Bluff and the Hamptons.
You're saying the same. You're saying the same thing. That's what you.
No, what I'm saying is they're Polo. If we're using Polo, they're trying to cross over because they want the black dollar. He's saying, I'm not. He actively black isn't actively white.
Polo ain't trying to cross. Black people been buying Polo.
What I'm saying again, they're putting them more on the forefront. Back in the day, Polo was not Polo times Morehouse College. Polo was not Polo times Ralph Lauren times Spellman. Polo wasn't, and if there was, it wouldn't be, oh, look at this brand new, we're partnering with colleges. Polo's never been Ralph Lauren times Oak Bluff.
Well, you know why? You know why it's like that now? Because
you talking about something that's recent, Renee. Black people been buying Polo.
But what I'm saying, black people been buying it. But what I'm saying is, Polo has never said we only make our clothes for white people specifically at all.
You said they're not saying that.
They have not. Polo has not said we make our clothes.
Right. That's what you're saying.
That's what he's saying. Go ahead.
And I'm saying actively black is comfortable
with saying that.
Named
it.
Yeah, but he's comfortable. I understand that. I don't have no problem with him being comfortable. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just
saying why close yourself off to that book of business?
Because he's okay with it.
That's what I'm trying to tell Leon.
But if
he's okay with it with just the name alone, actively black. You think somebody gonna wear that?
Yeah, I mean, if he's okay, I don't have no dispute about it.
Would you wear actively white?
No,
I think you would.
Hey, you the one from Oregon.
Yo, chill out.
You the one from Oregon.
That doesn't
let me tell you something. I don't have to change my tone the way I talk for my people and my job. That's you.
Listen,
what you call it? You got a code switch. I don't have to code switch.
I have actively black in my closet. I have Impel Ford in my closet. Brandon Blackwood, Kai, Honey, all of that.
I
probably have more black designers in my closet than really anybody here on this.
And you be at work code switch.
Man, Leo, you can't punish her for code switch. She got to make money.
Hey, look.
You just said go over there and get them folks money. That's what we do.
With my Brandon Blackwood on.
Call me white.
Right.
She called you what?
I can code switch with Brandon Blackwood.
You do have to code switch. Okay, you do code switch, Leon. Okay.
Exactly.
Hey,
no, I don't.
At the end of the day, we need to do both. We need to be proud of what we got, and we also need to think of the bigger picture too. Keeping a dollar,
also celebrate him. If he wants to just cater to black people, be happy for him. Buy something.
I'm happy for him.
Have you bought anything from Actively Black?
Oh, he ain't bought no for me. Why I gotta buy something for him?
Because he don't even know.
I don't buy something from other black people. I ain't just because I ain't gotta buy that from every black person. Every black person don't buy my stuff. People I know ain't bought my stuff.
You see what I'm saying, KP?
Hey. It is what it is.
You see what I'm saying?
But I ain't never, but I do have intentions on buying something from.
We need both
I haven't bought anything yet. It's a couple black people I want to buy something from, but I haven't bought any yet. I will.
I buy something from the white designers, but I buy more from black designers.
As of late.
As of late, please, I've been buying from black people for a long time. If I like it, I'm gonna buy it. If I don't like it, then I just don't like it, and I won't buy it. You know what I mean? I buy what I like.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I drop a bag on a black designer. I have. Shit, I just bought a $200 tank top.
Hey, don't buy nothing else with no white designer.
$300 jeans.
Don't buy nothing else with no. Hey, don't buy nothing else with no white designers. All black. Be actively black.
Listen, I'm wearing
got the Umar.
And dropping in the group chat. Mm-hmm.
Hey, be actively black. All black.
My God.
Nothing else.
You
Don't buy nothing else.
You going Umar on us right now, ain't it?
Yeah, Umar.
Oh God. Hey, Pete, get your boy, please.
Well, look,
I try to rein him in. I get what he's saying. He's just saying that why would we limit ourselves? They don't limit themselves to our dollars, and they come, they get their culture dollars, and they cross over and get ours. And
I think we all want to.
Why we hell bent on not going to get their money?
If he's comfortable with it, if he like it, I love it.
They like you say, they use their money. They use our money to put in their community. We can get their money and put in our community.
We do that. It's called paycheck. So
they pay. Yeah.
But he does pour into the community. The guy.
Who is that? Lanny?
Yeah.
You don't be. Hey, see, I think a lot of times she just. Did you just misinterpret what I just said?
No. No, I'm saying that he does. He's all things black. I'm here for him.
I know he poured back in the community. I know he do that.
Black, stay black.
He ain't got no choice.
Actively black.
Now it's about getting active, and that's what Larry needed. You need to get active. That need to be your thing. Get active.
Yeah, we talk about that. We go talk about that modified gentleman.
Right.
Do an episode with the modified gentleman, so we can get active in that. Get things rolling.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of us, even when we all talk about being active in the community, we can't keep talking about it and not doing anything. So
Agreed.
That's one thing. We really need to try to be more active in the community. Because people will say, "Oh, like you said, KP earlier, or what are you doing?"
We're talking about that.
What I said.
Huh? You said it earlier. You said about the guy, the Renee's boy.
Don Lemon.
You're saying like
Renee's boy.
We could be. Oh, now y'all want to be funny.
Well, anyway,
when your bestie eventually texts you back, we gonna see.
Hey, we ready? We ready.
If Leon is being petty. He gonna
get that black culture. We ready.
Don't let Leon hype you up like that.
The interview will never see the light of day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But anyway, it's been a good one, y'all. Make sure you go to impel4merch.com. That's impel4merch.com. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the Impel Fort podcast. And remember, seize the opportunity to grasp your dreams. Peace.
Peace.